first panel discussion, very dynamic, 15 minutes, right? And join me welcoming on stage our experts. Konrad Aicher, Managing Director, Commercial from Stackforce. Please, warm applause to him. Csaba Ilcsik, Chief Executive Officer from Waterscope. And Annalena Zottmann, Vice Chair BD Committee at mioty Alliance, one of our silver sponsors. And guiding the conversation, Francisco Maroto, Managing Director at OIES Consulting. Francisco, over to you. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. This is time for the break, but unfortunately, you need to stay here for at least 15 minutes. And it's a pleasure to have three people. We have an interesting panel today, so please sit down. Okay, we have the presentation, and I would like to start with a question that maybe can be a little conflicting for you, but let's think that during the last time, I think a few years, we have extreme weather conditions. And this caused flooding, flash flooding in Valencia, for instance, you remember. Also, smart grids shut down in Spain because, you know, the heat waves, flooding, etc. And now, one of the things is that first, the infrastructure that we have in the territories, in the cities, in the industry, in the energy, are ready for this kind of extreme. And related with this is, we have now the territories, the cities, that there are other problems, like, you know, the houses that are leaving, the heatwave, so there are other problems. And I was thinking is, what are the priorities in these companies and in these cities? They need to invest more in technology, make more robust infrastructure, or they need to think more in other areas in which the citizen can be more comfortable and they can vote. So this is a question for all of you with your experience, and maybe you can start.
Yeah, so in general, I would say it's really important to collect data, and the different manner of data, I think it's crucial that we also can go really down in, let's say, the real time of the data. For example, with mioty, we are able to go down to class set, which is milliseconds, and this enables us really to do real bidirectional communication in the IoT sector. And of course, beside that, we need mass applications which can be also handled by a LPWAN technology like mioty is. Like smart metering or flood management, something like that. So it's really crucial to have a very scalable and efficient technology here.
What about you?
My opinion is similar, but a little bit different.
That's good.
Because we have a lot of partners who are waterworks companies who works usually in the cities, and at the moment they don't know anything about the network.
True.
And you know, network and the service connection as well. Maybe you know better than me. and we give them some solution. How can measure much more that is less than your frequencies. For example, 2 minutes measurement is enough. But after that, they can analyze that information and they can reduce a lot of different things. For example, no-revenue water, they can reduce the energy consumption. And end of the day, we don't have enough water and we have to save the water. And I think is important in that.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I would like to add one topic to this discussion. When we talk about smart city and what smart city should be all about, it's about serving the people. And I recently read an article from the United Nations Development Program, and they analyzed about 150 installations, urban digitalization programs supported by them in 90 countries. And one of the topics they realized is, and this is the problem, that the smart city initiatives is too much focused on the technology. We talk about mioty, we talk a lot about IT, whatever, but forget to focus on the root cause or what is the meaning is to make a more lively or a more way to enjoy the people to live in the city becomes more sustainable, more resilient to all the climatic changes what we have. And I think this is one of the topics that the people should more focus is on the topic, why do I do the smart city? What should I do? The technology is one topic to serve it, but they have to focus on the root cause. So what is the purpose? So I think we'd like to add another flavor to that.
Yeah. No, it's true now that the territories and the cities have a big problem because they need to prioritize many things. The budget is limited and they need to decide, but at the same time, you need to preserve the safety of the citizen in one way or the other. So this is a challenge. Regarding with what you said about the technology, one of the things that I see during the last 10 years is, especially with the LPWAN technology and all the IoT connectivity, is that there are more and more companies that are creating new standards. So how do you see the evolution of this connectivity? And especially what I am interested in, how do you see the integration of this connectivity now with the satellite, etc.? So how do you see, what are the challenges and what are the opportunities to integrate all these kind of technologies?
Question was to me?
For you.
Oh, okay, sorry. First of all, when we look a little bit to the past, there was a little bit more the fight between the technologies. Always looking for what is the best technology, selling my features. But in the end, there's not really one technology who can really fulfill all the requirements from the customers. So therefore, I think in the recent times, it changed a little bit to more, let's say, have a coexistence between the technologies in the world. We're having dual stacks or dual communication technologies serving long-range communication, short-range communication, talking about having the focus on the use case in the mind and not focusing the technology itself. And also there's a challenge, when you said about what's the challenges for the sensor makers, is about the variety they have now support in different kinds of communication technologies. And this is adding complexity, adding more resources they require for that. And also on the utilities or smart city side, they also have to manage different kind of communication technologies. Even actually they don't mind because just would like to have the data transferred according to requirements and expectations. I think the challenge is really to drive all the different kind of communication technologies, bringing into a cost-effective solutions. On the other side, the benefit that these technologies are not really focused onto one special use case. You can use it across the whole smart world, how to say it. And therefore, there's an opportunity also for leveraging your development and expanding to more markets. So I think the challenge is really the managing of the different communication technologies, and more will come, definitely, but also on the other side, to see the opportunities to expand to new markets.
Yeah, that's good. And regarding the opportunities with the water, the scarcity of the water in the cities, do you know, when I was walking in my city near Madrid, and I see sometimes that they are failing because there are water that are, so I said, what can I do? So you experience different countries, different cities, what you can do for solve this kind of problem with the water management system? What are the things that your company and you are seeing, and how can you improve this?
Everybody talk about the water industry. The water industrial professionals usually are really conservative, or much more conservative than the other companies. But it's not true. But my opinion, I work for the Budapest Waterworks, and I came from the bright side to the dark side. And we realized with my colleagues, if we explain not the technology, like you said, if we explain them the use cases, how do you use it, when do you use it, and where do you use it, but in the small steps. Because, for example, I have a saying, I had a smartphone in 2006, but I hated it. But nowadays, everybody use smartphone. Like at the Waterworks companies, at first time, we shows them how can you measure something. Why do you measure, for example, the water consumption, water pressure, water level? And that is the first step. And after that, we show them in a small places, and they feel it. And after that, they want to extend the technology. And after that, we have a critical mass, and we can analyze much more information, and we can give back a better feedback nicely report, daily report, monthly report, whatever, and after that they can see that is interesting. And we saw from Turkey to Denmark, or I don't know, for Poland to Spain, it's a similar problem for the companies. They have to understand the first step, and we don't have to explain the more detailed in the technology. And I think it's very important, and after that they can accept the use cases and they can accept our technology.
So, but you said is that people are not seeing the problem, and then you cannot present a solution because they cannot see the problem. So it's a kind of education, or what we can do for that. In terms of mioty, Annalena, what is the expectation of mioty for the future? What are the innovations that we can expect for this alliance? How do you see this kind of competition or cooperation? How are the ecosystem of partners growing and developing new solutions?
Yeah, so in general, mioty itself and also the mioty alliance is growing currently really heavily, and thanks to different actions what we are taking. So, for example, what we are driving in the mioty alliance is that we having liaison partners like with OMS, which is Open Meter System, and also very newly now with IO-Link, which is more industry standard, and there it opens us really the world in different sectors and a seamlessly integration into those. So yes, out of this, of course, we will have innovations, and beside that, of course, crisis management, like with Swissphone, we have a very good step already into it. Like I said before, with class set, this is really an application where we can really go very low in the latency.
That's good. Okay, we don't have too much time, but I want to finish with a question for all of you, and is we need to talk about artificial intelligence. That's true. This is typical. How do you see the coexistence between artificial intelligence and IoT, what we call sometimes AIoT? How do you see this kind of convergence? What are the integration of this AI and IoT? What can we expect for this kind of integration?
Shall I start?
Yeah, sure, start.
Okay, like you said before, I think it's really important to really use the data what we're nevertheless generating with the help of IoT, combining those into very intelligent systems, means software, and putting on it then AI and using the data, because just collecting the data, monitoring data is not enough. And of course, steps in future, we will also have maybe AI on the edge, but first step, use the data, maybe with the help of AI.
But you see, because I've been working with some companies that are developing AI in the edge, not too much, but they are also developing. Do you expect that we can see in JR or 2JR many small devices with AI embedded?
I think that is a buzzword in today. It's an AI for everything, AI for business, AI for marketing. But I think if we collect a lot of data, we have to show how can you use it, and the AI can help us. But we have to train directly, exactly for different for the exact problem, and after that the AI can analyze better a huge data lake. And it's a completely different way than the marketing and in the school what we want to write your thesis or whatever. But if you train the data, if you train your AI for the different database, different problem, and after that the AI will help us better than other solutions.
What do you think, Konrad? Do we need to trust in the AI for IoT or certain devices?
No, I think, first of all, for me, as representing a software company, AI is definitely of interest. We don't know right now what it means for us in terms of what you have to provide to the customers. But I think AI will definitely help when combining with the data to overcome some of the challenges what we have when we talk about smart cities, smart utilities. I think one of the challenges that the people in the utilities, smart cities, they don't have the expertise how to deal with that. And they don't have enough skilled people. I mean, we are growing, unfortunately, the age, I'm one of the boomer generation, so we're getting out of the business in the next year. So you need some kind of support in the organizations to manage the requirements for smart cities, for smart utilities. And I think that the combination of data with AI will help to help the companies to achieve the goals in terms of smart utilities, managing leakage, managing optimizing of the network, smart cities, getting their climate neutrality somehow in a way. And therefore, I think the combination is very important. But what you heard also today, it's not easy. So there's a lot of work to be done, and therefore there's a lot of thinking, combine a more agile AI to a very strict mioty, one data every 15 minutes to combine it. So therefore, I think this will be a challenge. But my personal opinion is we don't have another choice than to combine them together and to make a solution.
Okay, great. Okay, before we can finish, I would like, if you want to add something, for instance, about the event, Valencia, Spain, or whatever, feel free to spend your last minute. Maybe you can start, Konrad. Just the last word for you in a minute. What do you want to give to the audience? What key message you want to give to the audience?
The key message
today for your experience. Yes.
I mean, for me, the key message today is AI is definitely the future. And we should look at the challenges, but also definitely look into the positive things that AI will bring to us.
Right. Your key message.
I see the most important question, many use cases, but from the interoperability, and we can see how does do the other company who is successful, and that's important for us. And I think we can share each other because that is a very new business, and IoT is a very, very new things in the world. And at the moment, nobody understands that.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one word or one sentence from my side, which is I think we are at the beginning of all that, let's say, journey as, let's say, global society, which means for me, IoT is the first step now into the future of managing data, managing sensors, and managing also, let's say, smart cities and utilities, and have then in future, hopefully, a very sustainable, greener future, and also, innovative future. And for that, of course, we need on the sensor side, on the connectivity side, and also on the software side, solutions which are capable to do that. And yes, I'm looking forward to do that and to support here.
Okay, thank you very much. Just only from my side is that I've been working in the IoT for many years. So many people in Spain and in the rest of the Europe and the world understand me. So I always said that IoT is just only like the skeleton of the solution. And IoT as a touch is something that is complex. This morning I hear some people say, hey, you can have some solutions that are very easy, but this not provide too much value. However, to provide value, you need to cooperate with other companies. So the smart cities need the water, need the energy, and these need cooperation. And the only way to, to build this kind of sustainable world, green, etc., is to cooperate between the companies and to help each company to the other, and also to be supported by the customer and by the administration. So, thank you very much to all of you three. Thank you for coming to Valencia. Thank you for the organization, and have a good day.